Radiant team's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to ban.
Is gonna ban out Leshrac next. What do you think?
Wait, who has first pick? Sorry.
10 seconds remaining.
Complexity.
There's a chance Complexity leaves Syllabare right here, so...
Yep. There you go, told
So you just
ya.
lost your life savings.
No.
There's no way they leave Syllabare.
They...
Only $10.
No, please. See?
It's actually better.
Exactly, it's counterable.
10
EG knows how to
seconds
do it.
remaining.
If you don't know how to counter Lone Druid by now, you're not a tier 1 team. Sorry.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, cripes.
Reserve time.
Yeah. Get rid of that Lesh. These my $10 life savings.
Does Complexity have a coach right now?
No.
No. Okay, wonder.
Man, that's what I know.
The Nahaz situation is we don't know.
Is Nahaz
Yes!
still coaching?
Your life savings.
Give me my life savings.
First
There's
pick
the
Lone
song.
Druid.
Team's turn to pick.
Yay!
I'll buy it for you when I drive you home.
There's no.
There's a car. Oh my! Can we never get in this argument? It's I literally went there 2 days ago and ate again at
doesn't
work.
exist.
Oh my
It's not
God.
real.
Oh, I got the new
10
one with
seconds
scrambled
remaining.
eggs. It's the breakfast burger.
Yeah, that's can't be real.
No,
5
it's
seconds
good.
Sounds
remaining.
awful.
It is good. Look at it. It is good.
Keeper of the light.
We oh
Okay.
Radiant
all right.
Druid
Time
Coddle.
to see
Coddle Slardar?
why he's been banned every game.
The hash browns. It's good.
All right. Anyway,
All right, listen here,
so
lard asses.
Coddle picked up first. It's
It
time
should be
to see the
Slardar
power.
too. Oh,
Earth
okay,
Spirit.
there it is. The
Dire
crit.
team's turn to pick.
Yeah, it is for a big boy.
We're not at the third pick yet, guys. Try to keep it together.
I like food.
Keep it together, guys. We still got 2 more picks before we can let it go.
The crit spirit.
Okay.
Some people say
5 seconds
Jerix's is
remaining.
the best. Some people say
Well, but-
crits. What do you guys think?
Tim's.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
okay. Tim's is pretty fucking good. You're right.
I mean,
What is
Reserve time.
I can see that.
What-
what is pick 2 for complexity? What do you want to combo with your lone druid?
Anything that can take.
Dazzle?
Yeah, you need somebody so that Lone Druid could be on the back lines, and then somebody else is going.
Slardar isn't bad here either.
Yeah,
Reserve
Slardar
time.
is great.
Next.
Ooh.
Radiant team's
That's a pretty
turn
good
to ban.
choice. It's a deny pick from Evil Geniuses so that they can't have a Nyx to go in against Lone Druid, which is probably one of the better counters. And then they have somebody to do a little bit of that mana burn action, baby.
Yeah.
And Earth Spirit.
And magnetize.
10 seconds
It's a good
remaining.
Nyx setup.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
The back here also. Solid stuff. The Coddle comp.
I'll never bet
remaining.
against Syllabare, so I'm already gonna claim Complexity takes this to game 5.
Damn,
5
dude.
seconds remaining.
Whoa.
I think EG's ready. They're gonna demonstrate how you beat a.
Reserve time.
I just feel like people overvalue.
He's banned.
He's banned, so none of them.
You idiot. What the hell is wrong with you?
Dire team ban.
No, we need to continue.
What? Go to hell.
Being banned does not affect his win rate, dude. It's a separate.
Shut it down.
Stop! Shut it down. We've made
Radiant
it.
team's turn to pick.
Oh, what a shame. The TeamSpeak server seems to have crashed. Oh, my.
We're just kidding. We're just kidding.
It worked. You baited, dummy.
Baited. Okay, here we go.
10 seconds remaining.
It's over. Get wrecked.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh crap!
Hey, guys. Out.
Reserve time.
He's got a double edge. It's great. Would you shut the fuck up?
That's true.
Win, then.
No.
Yes.
Let's say yes, so yes.
Sure.
Fine, yeah.
Suns fan, absolutely, if you can call this third pick for EG. Can you call this third pick? Right now? No. Okay.
Wow, you were the worst panelist.
Wow, way to take the layup
Dire team's turn to pick.
there. EG take the
The
broom.
counter master.
Yes. How do you beat a lone druid? By putting him in the air, killing the rest of the team, and then killing him after.
I mean, it's not the worst idea. It's good disable.
Yeah.
And we saw him. He had a great laning phase. Yes.
10 seconds remaining.
He's a panda.
What a great
5
pick he
seconds
would have been.
remaining.
I think Purge is sitting at his desk right now, just smacking his head into a chalkboard, just like, Jesus.
He's taking a shower right
Reserve time.
Washing the filth. Alright, so Slark knocked out. I'm surprised no one's going for the Weaver ban, but well, whatever.
Has it? It's won one game out of the 3.
Yeah, but it's just your classic lone druid, right?
It's a good setup for
You go-
EG here.
yeah.
They take the Weaver.
He
You
goes
can't-
through and
Weaver versus Earth Spirit and Weaver versus Nyx is just, it's rough. Like either of those. And Weaver versus Coddle of the Light, Keeper of the Light.
the coddle. Yeah.
Pardon me.
No, but I'm thinking like evil geniuses. I would expect them to pick up a Weaver. So.
And so, I mean, Nyx is really, really good against Weaver. Like, you don't.
Radiant team's
Oh
turn
yeah,
to pick.
boy! Woo-hoo! Actually, so good.
Does the Wind Panda's Dispel not take off Repel anymore?
No.
No,
Seconds
non-dispellable.
remaining.
Okay.
It could be a rough early game. I mean, Mana Leak is always kind of very
5
annoying on
seconds
Omni Knight,
remaining.
but if this game goes mid to late and we get some items that get rid of that, like a Guardian
Reserve
Greaves or
time.
something, or the Lotus.
I like the idea of Omni against a hero like Brewmaster because Brew is not one that you want to go super late. You know, you really want to hurt in that mid game, and that's
Yeah.
where Omni can really stretch things out. A couple of good ultimates to counteract the Primal Split.
Yeah. But again,
Stalls out the game well.
the Tornado is super annoying, especially if you put that on the Omni. And wow, you're gonna pick Ursa
Dire
into
team's
an
turn to
Omni.
pick.
All right,
Bold cop
let's see what you
But why
got.
is that bad?
Guns,
because of GA.
Yeah, sure. But
Yeah.
I mean, in my book, though, if I make an Ursa by a Diffusal, that's good. I've
Is it
already
though?
done my
Is
job.
Diffusal that bad on Ursa? Blink Diffusal, you jump right on Lone Druid, he can't run away from you. I
5
think you're.
seconds
But
remaining.
think about
I
it.
think you've lost a lot of games against Ursa.
But think about it.
Reserve time.
Right.
Ah, well, in that case.
Right.
Does Keeper of the Lights Mana Leak still instant stun Syllabear's Bear? It does, right?
No,
That's
that's mana
Uh-huh.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Savage. Oh,
He's
that's
got, what, a
good.
300 mana pool?
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It
That
can't
could
absorb
be the-
that much.
That could be the difference between a loss and a win.
Very true, Grant.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Vengeful Spirit now for complexity.
Is this carry number 2 then?
No,
I
it could. Lone Druid. I think 7. I don't. I think I've seen them both played in pubs, but with this Venge now,
10 seconds
this feels like
remaining.
more of support Venge with like a Nyx in the offlane,
Then what is Omni
5
doing?
seconds remaining.
killing people,
Is he gonna,
supporting.
not a position 5 Omni, please.
That would be poor.
Reserve
Omni
time.
mana.
Feeling those icy
Uh-huh.
tails?
That's what I'm thinking.
Nyx 4 is awful. I would actually rather.
Dire team's turn to
I'd
ban.
rather have a support Lone Druid than a support Nyx.
Which isn't bad. Bear goes in with
It's
mech
not.
and
I've
pipe.
used it. Yeah,
It's good.
they're not doing that, but
No.
they could. So you guys think it's going to be an offlane Omni, not an offlane Nyx?
10 seconds remaining.
Like Lone Druid.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Fire levels.
I want to say it's looking like a lone druid middle right now, but we don't really know the. I guess it depends what EG picks here.
Lone Druid.
Pretty bad.
10 seconds
He
remaining.
could be okay if you're planning around him. Yeah, he could be all right.
Wow, Lena.
That's gonna be 747, Lena. Yeah,
Alchemist.
that's the Eric Dog hero.
Hey, there you
Oh
go.
my God.
Sun's Kalapa.
Sun's clap.
I'm leaving.
All right.
I'm leaving.
Well, so are we confident in this Alk pick though?
I'm confident in the Lena pick.
Yeah.
Sure. That's one of the few combinations that you can hold out as a coddle and then have it pay off, right? But I think we're good. I'm gonna go with complexity on this one.
I am too. I think 747. Like that's if he is on the Lena. I assume that is. I love.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Take huge burst damage. Take him
Yeah,
out before the
No,
chemical.
it's
rage.
747.
For battle.
Our draft analyst talked about what an even draft we're looking at. We got Omni Knight, we got Lena, we got all sorts of new bodies, especially an Alchemist. I'm Annie, joined by Purge. What are you
Hello.
making of all this?
I'm not really sure. I was just enjoying how fast the panel flip-flopped when they realized who was playing what. I mean, I did kind of like the burst-heavy lineup that Cole's picked here, and it's also still pretty good at 5-manning. But you know, it's kind of good with Alchemist. It's good against Brewmaster potentially if you chain stun and nuke him down. But we'll see how it works out. I haven't watched too many Lone Druid games lately, but yeah, I'm excited to see how their draft ends up working out. It is very it's very Cole-esque, you know, decent lanes. This 20-minute period, or maybe you get a Rax if you're winning fights. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, back to the panel flip-flop, and that was pretty funny. Of course, 747, their mid player, does play a pretty nasty Lena, but this time going to opt for the Lone
Let's get
Druid.
moving.
How's that going to fare up against our other mid laner?
It's arguably very good in the mid lane just because of the fact that once you get level 5 especially, you can just get some easy routes. Although I expect RTZ to not spend a stupid amount of time in the mid lane, so
Yeah.
at least once he gets a couple levels, so I don't know, may impact things. It's also kind of scary though against an Earth Spirit, because Earth Spirit is very good at disabling, and if you can get on top of a Lone Druid, like gap close him and keep him there a little bit longer, it should be an easy kill, especially if RTZ goes for an early point of stun. So could go both ways.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't get the stun, say right now they wanted to initiate, who do they need to bring to this? Do they need to get the Earth Spirit on this, or can they get a go of it with just a mana leak or something?
It's gonna be hard to kill him. It'll mostly take probably Earth Spirit +1. Maybe Zai rotates over and gets a blast off as well. That could really work.
Nice. Now, down bottom, we've been talking about Monkeys all series long, how he's been performing like crazy on this off lane. Now, he's going to play a pretty aggressive Omni, starting out with that degen aura, so he wants to run at you, he wants to farm, he wants to kill you. How is this Omni going to scale up?
Awful, this game. This is the worst matchup I can think of for melee. Any melee hero versus an Ursa is a really bad time. It was pretty obvious what the lanes were going to be, this just because of Omni was picked. It's well, it's either that or Nyx, and even Nyx against Ursa is kind of bad. I think the only thing that would have been a decent matchup is Lone Druid versus Ursa. That could definitely work, but even that would have been a bit scary, so just a little bit of lane matchup advantage here for EG. I would say a bit of lane matchup advantage. And it's Sumail, by the way, in the mid lane. Kind of interesting. Him to dive him, so please dive me. Let my tower kill you.
What?
I was talking about the safe lane.
Yeah, I was
there's
I'm
Omni.
reading that right. I'm pretty sure now. I do have that light strike
good
right
luck,
connecting
Scott,
onto
yeah.
Zai. Zai just walks back into it, realizing he's dead either way. And Universe wants to get something out of this, but another light strike array. They got the impale, they got the follow-up. Moo has a stun. He's holding
I
on
don't
to
know why
it.
he walked this way.
That is interesting.
He's worried about the farm.
He definitely
TP the
could have
bot
gotten
lane
that
to
stun.
Try to save crit here.
Going back into bottom, Crit is stuck here, trying to roll
Ooh,
across
just in
the
time.
river. Is able to do that. Monkeys just doesn't have the damage to punish him. Had a mango. Could on for the Purify, but
Yeah, I'm really surprised Moo didn't go for that kill. It might have taken a while.
Oh,
Been a little
there we go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's
It's a
the
dead here.
Purify.
All right, so things going pretty well for Cole, up 2-0 now.
Yep, pretty nice. I'm interested to see how this core Venge works out. I mean, it's definitely viable in this meta, but I'm wondering in this lineup, is that going to be strongest hero to skill?
I like it in this lineup because it gives you a way to save a Lone Druid, where Lone Druid ranged, the issue is gap close. So late game, even if Lone Druid gets gone on, you can swap him to save him. And also just having a lot of levels of Vengeance Aura means that Lone Druid himself is going to hit way harder than normal. So it's kind of a cool way to play this out. Ooh, Zai sniping the whole large camp. That was a nice grab for him. Still a lot of fighting going on down here. Z-Freak with Orb of Venom, kind of a cool choice, just to slow people down a bit more. And that allows Omnia to shave off his items as well, and get a faster Arcanes. But Crit with his Invis, it's about to break here, Z-Freaks. Gotta be careful.
We're just gonna roll himself away, so these two dire heroes aren't gonna be punished for now. No matter if can they actually turn this into anything. Monkeys, he's trying to farm it. It looks like they do want to make a go at this Ursa. They've got that Purify ready to go. Level 2, it does a fair amount of damage. Sumail is able to find the kill into Z-Freak. Hits that ground, finds the kill, and Monkeys can't catch up to him. He's limping so gosh darn fast. Get in there. The D-Gen was slipping. He's slow.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Dude, Monkeys, what the hell?
He's
so
it.
on point. He read that one real good. That was perfect. I thought he wasn't going to be able to grab him there, but really nice prediction there, and gets the Purify heal.
Yeah, I like that faith he had. He's like, I know the Ursa's either right next to me or nowhere even close around me, so may as well just go for it.
It was worth a try. It could have been a TP as well. You never know. If he walked in, bought a TP, tried to grab, and considering he's against an Ursa, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, we talked about how brutal that lane can be, but Monkeys is definitely holding his own now, 2-0 against Sumail's 1 and 2.
Sumail jump in the lane with even more regen to salve a set of tangos after his early start. So kind of an interesting build, but he really needs this because otherwise he's just simply not going to be able to stay in the lane. A couple Purifies and he's got to go jungle or something. So, and in fact, that's might be what he's doing right now. Because he doesn't feel safe in the lane anymore. If it's like Nyx Assassin plus Omni, Purifies add up really fast.
Yeah, the issue is you also have Alchemist who wants to keep dipping into the jungle and get a camp stacked up for him and keep farming that way. So there's going to be a little bit of competition, maybe resources a little bit slim on the Radiant side.
Yeah, they definitely are actually. And the issue with this many people in the jungle, and there's even Coddle actually, another hero that actually jungles a decent amount. If all of these people spend their time in jungles, there's less to go around, less people in lanes, and Cole's just going to keep getting an advantage, and it just might turn into this like 20-minute Rax push thing.
Bottom lane, little wrap around there. Z-Freak was definitely thinking about going in for that Impale, but not better of it. Just eats a couple shots, pops the Carapace, and everyone's going back to farming. When do you think we're going to see our first, real big rotation? 4 heroes smoke up, go hunting.
Most likely we'll see it on EG's side, I feel. I mean, Cole is really happy with this setup right now, I believe, because they're getting pulls going with Melon, so he's getting some levels. They're dueling us, Sumail in trouble.
Bottom lane.
Good ulti timing there, stop the Purify damage. That saved him a lot of hurt.
Showing off that level 6, but I mean, Sumail's still having a really tough time in terms of last hits. He's pretty much even with the Omni, which is not what you'd expect against a melee versus Ursa lane, and now they're just going to chunk him down to half again.
Be careful.
Z-Freak has to be careful, but so does Sumail. Monkey's going to be going Guardian Angel. That means he doesn't have enough mana for the Purify. They still get the kill.
Really nicely done there.
At top lane, they're looking for more. Zai gets dangerously low, and now Moo going to be trying to focus down Universe. That where the light has a Guardian Angel, man.
I was trying to figure out what killed Sumail there, but it was the spike of the Earth Shock. It's really nicely done by Z-Freak to play that. It felt really dangerous because he had so many stacks on him, but Sumail changed targets a bit, knowing that there was going to be a spike Carapace reflect, and ultimately it didn't work out. He's getting outplayed a little bit.
Yeah, I think in that situation it's do or die, and if the Nyx is already committed, I mean, he's not going down without a fight, so phenomenally played by Call, and I mean, like you talked about, this isn't EG performing poorly, this is Call just being on fire. Now, up top, we are going to have our Panda gets hit by pretty much everything. Also takes a light strike array to the face, Moo. Maybe focus back a little bit, sprays out some Waves of Terror, and finally one more right click gets the Coddle down. We've got Crit trying to TP out. Moo does not have mana for a stun unless he wants to mango, but not going to find that one in time.
I didn't even see the Coddle was low. I was just looking at the Brewmaster the whole time.
Coddle goes in, he consistently gets like hit down within an inch of his life, and that time the range was there. They were able to get one more right click.
747, level 7 right now. 4 points in his bear, so got root chance, got magic resistance. Dive bottom actually. Oh, Z-Freak puts a tree, but it's not perfect. Fine time though.
It's not perfect, but he bought what he needed to buy. Moo's able to TP in. They're able to find the Impale Z-Freak. There's a chance he still dies. Fancy swap from Moo just to get him out of danger, but this is Complexity just really getting on point this game.
They're just consistently outplaying EG right now. 6-1 advantage, and when you have that many greedy heroes on your team like Alchemist and Master's not so much that case, but Ursa's having a rough time. He's only got Phase Boots or Venom right now.
And Ursa's one of those heroes that, you know, he has an absolute crud laning phase. It's not that easy for him to bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely true, because you do need to snowball a bit from the kills that you get, but he's not going to get there very rapidly, and even if he does, he's got to worry about things like Nyx Assassin, Omni Knight, Swap. There's a lot of issues and a lot of stuns as well that are going to stop him from killing heroes. So,
I mean, we're 8 minutes and change into the game, and Ursa's sitting on Phase Boots and a Raindrop. Like, no progress on lifesteal items, no progress on Blink. There's going to be a late first Roche for him, if he even goes for it at all.
He'll go eventually, I'm sure, but probably not time yet. I really like the Dire Observer wards, really good pressure. Those. He spots out Arteezy, the armlet is ready to go, and he's going to go jungling. He's going to set this up. Crawling
around, hunting for something. Complexity, they found a little momentum, and they definitely want to ride this wave.
I'm going to try to kill Arteezy here.
That's a worthwhile kill if they can find it.
Oh, he turned off his armlet.
And he turned out the lights, dude. That guy's dead.
Made it a lot worse. Lost half of his HP here. Didn't even use Chemical Rage because he didn't expect it. Oh, Universe misses Clap 2.
Universe, he's angry. He's going. He's hurling boulders at the Nyx Assassin. Meanwhile, Melon's focusing down crit. Gets kicked down to the low ground. Lone Druid joins the party. Impale from the Nyx, buying him some time. Z-Freak may still go down here, but the rest of his team is going, circling up. Panda split going to be ending right about now, and that's Universe eating a missile, eating a light strike array. Going down once again. Sumail gonna get swapped into the fight. This is just a 1-by-1 trickle. That ult is not gonna last forever, and Sumail's gonna be going down as well. What the hell is happening, Perch?
I don't know, man. This is Cole. This is the team that beat EG twice in best of threes at Boston. It's the team that gets in EG's head.
This is EG, the team that this morning got directly invited to the Kiev Major.
Yeah, Cole. Cole did look a little bit weak in the last game, but they're looking really good now. Their laning stage has definitely improved a lot. They're coordinating extremely well in these fights.
Absolutely. Everyone really getting what they need to out of the laning phase here. The thing to watch, of course, is the Alchemist has had a little bit of space to himself, but they rotated, they killed him at a crucial time. And he's been starving a little bit, didn't get what he needed to in lane. Z-Freak may get caught out here. He's only level 5, does not have that Vendetta. Carapace saving his life a little bit, and there we go. There's the Purification and Repel from Monkeys. And they're going to reinitiate here. Light Strike Array is off the mark, but the Impale's there. They hold the Ursa in place. This Ursa can't stop dying. That is the 6th
He can't do anything. He just walks into the fight, and there's like 8 stuns. He's like, well, which one am I going to try to prevent with my ulti? At least limit the damage. And he can dodge 2 of them, but the 3rd one's going to hit, and then that'll buy enough time for the next stun to be off cooldown. Like,
yeah,
if he doesn't kill somebody in the fight, like, it's so difficult for him to accomplish anything.
It feels like Ursa's just been on damage control the entire game, never going in on the aggressive, just trying to limit how much damage he ends up taking. Now, Universe here, he's smashing the ground. He's going to get roared away. Light Strike is going to be missed, so it looks like he may get away from this one. Nice blast there. Bottle making a little bit of space, but, I mean, again, that's just driving away the problem. That's not really addressing the fact that Complexity have a 9-kill lead at 11 minutes in.
And the net worth is pretty insane too. If there wasn't an Alchemist in this game getting accelerated gold, their gold advantage would be incredibly fun. And in some ways that's really bad for EG because they should be like so far behind in gold that if any kills at all at this point, they'll get a massive swing. But because the Alchemist has so much net worth, it makes the gold graph look kind of balanced when it's not at all.
Oh, top lane. So there's going to be a stun channeled up from Arteezy. He is going to be able to get it off onto Moo. Boulder kick comes in, connecting onto 2. Can they turn this into kills? That's going to be the critical question. Nyx has Vendetta up in 2 more seconds. He's going to be able to go and slither on through, get the electric bonus strike if he needs it. And now Arteezy, he's just punished. He's got his armlet rocking for him. 15 seconds. So he's got that Chemical Rage back up. Vengeful Spirit being held in place by the Wind Panda. Monkeys keeps chasing forward. And EG, they go in, they spend their resources just to hold Complexity back. They don't get any kills in return.
Yeah, it's not a good way to use Panda ulti. He had to use it there, but it doesn't mean it's going to be beneficial for him.
Meanwhile, 747 taking out a tier 2 tower solo at 12 minutes in.
And Sumail's like, oh, I'd love to kill you, but I mean, I'm super far behind in items.
I'm just gonna scratch you a little bit.
He's got like a third of the gold that Lone Druid has already. He's already got Dragon Lance, Aqua
God.
Phase, Mithril Hammer. It's like he's almost done with his Maelstrom. He's like 900 gold away from that.
Ursa's behind the Nyx. He's got less than 3k net worth at 12.5 minutes. Not a great time.
That's one of the most frustrating things too, when you almost outplay people in your lane, but they outplay you slightly. Because you're like, oh, I could just be having 8 kills right now and ending the game, but instead you guys beat me just barely, but repeatedly enough where I just seem like I don't know what I'm doing. Very frustrating to do.
Now Ursa's going to be hurting even more as Complexity move into the pit at 12 minutes in. Get themselves an Aegis. Now there's going to be a Crit strolling in. He's looking for a
Oh, he
little
can steal
snipe.
this maybe.
He could. It's going to cost him though.
Oh, it's a lot of HP, that's for sure. And they're I
He's
wonder if they're
still
wondering.
trying for it.
Clap happened because there's 3 heroes there. I don't think they're
Is
gonna
Melon
realize.
the god?
Oh, he knows. Yeah, they know.
No!
For sure.
Those are kicked out. The Aegis is going to be snatched. Immediately popped, like within a third of a second. And they're going to kill him again. And Dire still get the Roche gold. They won't get the Aegis for that, but it's just pushing their lead up and up and up.
Yeah, Swindle's figured that out there. The Roche only claps if there's 3 heroes in the area, and there was only the Bear, I think, and Omnis. So because he clapped, it was obvious, if you were paying attention, that there were 3 heroes there, which is why he threw the stun. But unfortunately, it does get snatched. I don't think Cole cares that much, though.
I mean, they
it's
still got the
obviously
extra
a negative,
gold.
but yeah, they got the gold, so the advantage continues. They'd love to have an Aegis on Lone Druid because he is a little vulnerable sometimes.
Oh, Moo. For that solo kill onto Zai. Can definitely find it. Look at this horse just melt. I'm just going to back out
Playing
and
real safe.
realizes potentially not the safest engage. Of course, killing anyone in Complexity now is going to be a really big net worth swing as they are so far ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure Zai feels like that one was an easy gimme, but if you looked at where the other EG players were, none of them were on the map, so he was not feeling super confident about his ability to not die if he swapped there, so much safer for them to get kills that they know are going to work out rather than messing around a little and getting punished for it, so it was a good play. Kind of interesting skill build actually by Moo. He grabs magic resistance this game, not the 25 attack speed. Completely counterintuitive compared to the typical bench carry, but Cole does play very HP heavy almost always, or team fight survive kind of stuff, like stack up your armor, stack up your HP, just more HP than them and win fights that way.
Alright, until a fraction of a second ago, you look at the net worth breakdown chart. It's Alchemist riding as high at the top of the chart, and then it was all of Complexity sitting above all of EG. This is very early on. This is scary. Now, Universe could be in some trouble here. Gonna get impaled. He does have his ult, but he's just gonna get stun locked. The nuke damage is unreal from Complexity, and they're just chain killing EG like it's nothing.
Really tough. They have the Radiance at least, but with a dead Universe, gotta wait 20 seconds to take the fight now. Not the best place. Who's gonna transition to a Shadow Blade? That'll be kind of nice. Freak's already got a Midas, for God's sake. Like, that's gonna guarantee a really fast, like, Ags or Blink Dagger or something at a good timing. That'll make it even harder for Alchemist to stay alive in fights.
Tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
Tense moment here is EG, they know they need to defend this, but they're not quite sure how. The whole game has pretty much been about, minimizing death and just trying to play safe, and they haven't actually gone in the aggressive yet.
They've tried to in the laning stage, but when you're this far behind, it's tough. You gotta wait for the perfect moment when your opponents overextend, continue chasing, and then you can turn around and fight after they make a mistake. Sumail, still no Blink Dagger.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
16 minutes in, still no Blink Dagger.
He's trying, Purge. I mean, still no nothing. It'd be different if he didn't have a Blink Dagger, but he had a full lifesteal item, but he's riding the struggle bus hard. 747 might get focused down here. This could be a really big kill. He's managed to get us involved in ultimate form and finally does die. That's a big one. Universe is going to be about
all because
500
Crit
gold.
stole the Aegis right there. That would have been a good fight for Cole if he had Aegis, but they just run straight at that guy and that's the one they grab. Then it's a big kill. So finally they get a kill.
Definitely. I mean, is this the beginning of a slide back from EG? How do they ride this momentum as effectively as possible?
Try not to die until they get Primal Split again. Probably their next step, because now they're definitely going to be weak for a bit. Mask of Death. Oh, I'm sorry, he does buy BKB, or Blink, sorry, on Ursa. They're looking a little bit better now, but they kind of don't have very many towers, so that's the big issue for their team.
Yeah, again, they're still going to be limited by map resources, even as the game goes late, because EG aren't in a position where they can sneak across the river just yet, especially with the Nyx crawling around. Super risky, so they're limited by their own jungle, and that's, it's only got a finite amount of creeps. Switching over to...
Sorry, did you see the Midas on Omni Knight too?
I did not.
And you got the GPM.
Neat. So he is just rolling in it.
2 shields. Got a golden hand, and he's gonna buy a Blink Dagger.
What a
Be
guy.
cool choice. It's gonna make his Guardian Angels really good, because normally when Omni uses Guardian Angel, it's like 1-2 heroes, but now he can just plant it on everybody on his team. That'll make a big impact versus Alchemist. Like Acid Spray is like, it just doesn't matter anymore when he uses that skill.
Speaking of Acid Spray, let's take a look at old Arteezy here. You mentioned the Radiance pickup, but I haven't really seen it have much of an impact. He's still sitting way at the top of the net worth chart, but if an Alchemist weren't, that's a huge problem. So
Yeah.
Arteezy's doing his job. The problem is he actually going to get space to make the plays? EG, I like this rotation. They've got to find something here. Monkey's will get a chance to react. He's silenced up, he's stunned, and he will go down. Very big kill for EG. Arteezy, he gets there eventually.
That was just in case there was a 5-man engagement, so he TP'd just in case. But he could have lived, actually. If he repelled TP'd, I think he would have gotten out. There's no way EG can... they'd have to like right-click kill him with Ursa. That would have been really tough.
Toddle's going to be recalling everyone in. This could be a big messy fight pretty soon.
It's a nice advantage for them, actually. Z-Freak reflects, but it goes invis. Okay, he's fine. Doing a pretty good job, but now EG definitely can stabilize a bit with the split push. The Coddle's so good at that. RTs can go one place, push it out, bring it back a second later, take a 5-man fight that maybe the enemy team doesn't expect.
Well, here we go, complexity.
Universe, though.
Yeah, they realize EG are getting a little comfortable. They got to keep them back in their place, so I just go for a nice rotation. Yeah, Graph Panel was talking up and up about 747's Lina, but holy mackerel, Melons' Lina is pretty damn good as well.
Yeah, he's doing really well at the laning stage. He missed like a few stuns, but they were kind of hard stuns anyways, and I like the Yule's pickup. It just gives them a reliable setup, because before this, I mean, obviously in laning stage, Magic Missile's a great setup for the Lina stun, but in the mid game, not so much. Projectile speed, the cast range is a little low. Once he buys Yule's, he gets a guaranteed stun on enemy heroes every time, and that's going to start the whole chain of him stunning to his ally stunning.
Alright, 20 minutes in. This is where, some big turnarounds usually happen. The laning phase is sufficiently over. Heroes have usually their first round of decent items. EG, they're playing smart. They've stopped the bleeding. It feels like we haven't seen Ursa just get Shane killed in a while. They're definitely playing this strategically.
Z-Freak might break this though. They put a sentry on Cliff. Alright,
Monkeys is going to break it. He walks straight in, but he's able to blink himself away. Now Arteezy is channeling up a stun. May end up going with the self-stun, in fact. He's just going to be sitting there thinking as all of complexity are able to get themselves out in time. Very nice heads up from them.
Yeah, it seems so weird for him to go for a Blink Dagger on Omni, but it really paid off in moments like that. If you spot the enemy team, yeah, you could repel yourself maybe, but if you're not fast enough, they're going to silence you.
Z-Freak got it. Was going to the side shop, or secret shop.
But if you're not fast enough and the Earth Spirit sees you first, he'll silence you, and then you don't get a repel. But by having the Blink Dagger, he gives himself a slightly better chance to actually get out of these things.
Looks like Z-Freak might pay for that courier snipe with his life. TP gonna get cancelled, and Sumail gets the kill for that. Finally, Ursa starting to feel a little bit ferocious.
3 kills, 6 deaths. Still rough, but he's getting there slowly.
He's got a blink. He's making some progress. He's also got the Morbid Mask if he wants to buy out.
Yeah, we'll see what he goes. Maybe Vlad's. I don't think Mask of Madness is quite ready yet. I keep looking at that item, I'm like, damn, nobody buys Mask of Madness ever again, but Ursa's definitely one here that could be okay on. Kind of really needs a BKB. Even like an Ags would be kind of nice. He could remove a stun, but I think he just has to go BKB. There's too many stuns to remove.
Are those cracks in Dyer's
747's almost got his Scotty. He's almost there. 100 gold away. So he's now into this. Once you get from like Maelstrom to Scotty, it puts your Lone Druid from like squishy to like, okay, he's squishy, but he's really fast and he's got 2,500 HP. That's hard to kill. So now that he's there, I think Cole's going to feel a lot more comfortable, and pretty soon here they can start trying to go high ground. Especially once they get 4-step.
What does Druid want to be doing after his Scotty? What's his next play?
It's really up to him at that point. I think something like Mjolnir would work. He could go AC. That would be pretty solid. He could go Butterfly. Would be really good against Ursa, against Alchemist, against Brewmaster, all those heroes. If he really wants to, he could get a BKB.
Folk is going to get scanned out, ready and know what's up.
They don't have a ward there, though, so I think they know they're in the area, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're smoking. Oh, they're not farming top, which is a little bit revealing.
And I think everyone on EG... Definitely a little curious what's going on. Arteezy, he's playing with fire. He doesn't really have any nice escape. He's just gonna go ahead and try to TP out. Can they break it? Oh.
Lone Druid actually probably could have done that, but he didn't react well enough. He needed to sprint right at and do the roar.
You need to roar or just stick the bear on him and hope for the world's luckiest route.
Bear's real slow though. Most players don't buy boots for them, so just leaving him to fend for himself.
You know, as awesome as the Lonely Druid is, where you just stack up the hero, I really miss like the 6-slotted bear.
Fun to watch. He may get there this game. You never know. Against an Alchemist.
12-slotted Lone Druid.
Now, if things get a little bit crazy here and the game continues, Alchemist is going to start buying Aghanim Scepters first. There are a lot of good heroes for that. In fact, maybe another reason that Ursa doesn't want to buy one for himself, because he would rather wait for Alc to buy him one. Zai picked up his own, of course, because Keeper can't really delay for Alchemist to buy it, but Brewmaster Ags is really good. Earth Spirit Ags can be really, really good this game because you can just geomagnetic rip somebody to him. That's getting gone on. Really good on Ursa too. So this game just kind of continues at some point. It'll be tough. And they got the Aegis now, but the fact that it got delayed for like 10 minutes, that's pretty big because that could have been Cole maybe forcing a high ground earlier. Now it's delayed to the point where Alc has just about everything he wants.
What do you think about the choice to give the Aegis to Moo instead of 747?
That idea because Venge is a little bit harder to keep alive, especially without like movement speed items. Goes for the Silver Edge pickup though.
Speaking of keeping people alive, there's going to be pings out. You could have a little rumble in the jungle going on.
No more invis for Venge though. They see him right now. And they also see Nyx actually. They know they're all here.
I know they're here, but what can they do about it? That's the bigger question. Arteezy
turns off Radiance. Mistake by Z-Free Care. Catch up. It's hard. It's really hard.
Pottle's calling away Arteezy. Arteezy will get out safely, and you've got a TP out from the Earth Spirit, so all of EG do get out safely, but they definitely couldn't turn that fight in their favor. Still showing that they're
scary.
Having some difficulties. Overall team net worth about 10,000 in favor of Call. Similar story with XP. EG are looking alright. You talked about it though. I mean, this Alchemist, he's starting to get a little spooky.
Yeah, he's basically just avoiding fights like always. But I'm a little worried for him for the fact that his net worth is not stupidly ahead. He's only 5,000 gold ahead of the Lone Druid. It's not too surprising because the hero has like such ridiculous steroid skills from Rabid, for example. It's like a SNY, pretty much, just for skill points. It's super valuable, and he's been farming really incredibly fast. But MKB next. I like this choice.
Oh. Z-Freak goes for the punish onto Ursa, but he blinks away. Split second before it would have hit.
And Universe is just, he doesn't have any items really, because he's basically been in his base. Hasn't really felt comfortable farming places. Gonna go for a Vlad, so it'll be a nice thing to make his heroes more tanky, but past that, won't do that much.
Looks like with Universe going for Vlad's, Ursa's just gonna skip over lifesteal completely for now, at least.
I'm kind of glad he didn't buy it, because it would have been okay, but does he really want to spend 2,400 gold to make up Vlads for himself? It's you know, he needs damage or survivability or something, and the Diffusal Blade's a great option for that. Can remove Repel, well not Repel, but Guardian abilities.
Oh, here we go, down bottom. Sumail might be able to score a kill onto Monkeys. Guardian Angel comes out, but Arteezy and the gang, they're focusing down this Lone Druid in the meantime.
He is very solo right now.
He is the Lone Druid. He's dead.
A really good way to use Diffusal on a creep. I don't know why Sumail did that, but you can also remove Rabid from Lone Druid. So basically kill his 20% movement speed for like 30 seconds. Debuffs are really good against Lone Druid for that reason. So finally they get a huge kill.
Yeah, that one's pretty important. The fact that Arteezy was able to snap that up. 400 more gold to him. Oh, Melon's gonna be looking to punish this Panda. There's gonna be the Keeper of the Light trying to get more people into the party, but not gonna be in time to save the Panda. Arteezy channeling up a stun. There's a nice kick through. The Vengeful Spirit could be in trouble, still sitting on an Aegis, remember. There's gonna be a swap back. She's running. Moo. A little bit of trouble there. He's fine?
Oh, they've jumped. No, he's screwed. He's screwed.
I was like, he's fine?
I thought he just had to buy himself time because the Shadow Blade had like a 10-second cooldown. He bought himself like 5 seconds, so he would come off cooldown, go invis. Now there's a gem. And to be honest, the Shadow Blade is really not done much for Avenge. I feel like Moo thought that he was going to be able to get some kills with it and stuff, but especially upgrading this Silver Edge cost him a lot. Like very expensive upgrade, but he hasn't been able to turn it into anything really useful. It's obviously great to break Brewmaster passive and Ursa passive and stuff and limit damage output, but if that was just like a Yasha or something, I guarantee he would have farmed a lot faster this game.
Yeah, I think Complexity may have fallen into that trap of they had that really strong early game momentum, but just didn't plan ahead sufficiently to deal with this Alchemist that's getting momentum, didn't count on EG turtling effectively, didn't count on them, you know, playing safe and stop bleeding kills. So Complexity feels like they're losing a little bit of their acceleration. They still do have that, you know, objective net worth and XP lead, but it's risky. I feel like they really have to think through all these rotations they make.
It's just so difficult for them to get a high ground opportunity just because of the split push of Radiance and Coddle bringing him back, and they have the mobility disadvantage this game, despite having like, you know, Lone Druid and Venge and stuff. It's not quite the same as being able to move around the map. Think about swapping Arteezy, it's just very unlikely worth it.
Dire's middle tower.
Pull Smell in as well.
Bear on bear action going there.
One of them just wants to play though. And if he gets really scared, he's gonna roar. Just scream like, no! Stop.
Thanks, Purge. Really glad we voice acted that out. Alright, any interesting item pickups going on now? It seems like we've kind of reached that point. Oh gosh! Almost Caster's Curse, so I was in some danger.
He's taking a lot of reflections. That's pretty much all Z-Freak's doing. He's got Eggs at least, but kind of needs mobility. Oh, they're going to go on.
Here we go. There's the fight. Arteezy gonna get Yulesed up, gonna have to stun himself. Nope. Takes the stun off, and no one's gonna be getting away. Unless Earth Spirit kicks him in the face. So,
yeah, he needed a TP earlier than that. The Repel wore off is the issue. He waited too long. The Yules also kind of hurt him too because he prevented the stun on Sumail, but...
Well, you could feel that dissonance of like, I don't want him to stun me, but if I Yules him, it makes him not stun himself, so... Had to make a tough choice in the end. I think he may have been dead either way.
Everybody on Cole is farming super fast, but Arteezy is getting out of control finally, and Lone Druid's having trouble keeping up because he knows that the ganks are possible, so he can't just like farm as greedily as he could for the first like 10-15 minutes. So now his numbers are just scaling behind. We're real close to Eggs territories. Just finishing an AC and then it's time to buy for allies. Sumail's got his BKB just about. He's queued up a Sheep Stick as well. Good choice. Very good for securing kills against lots of stunners.
Who's the first Ags target? Because Coddle already bought his own. He's a strong, independent man.
Probably throw it on Ursa first, I think, just because by having it, it would allow him to remove a stun from himself. So even if he gets initiated on first, he could always remove it with Enrage and then pop BKB to try to run. So I would probably almost for sure put it on him first. Or the opposite line of thinking is give it to Earth Spirit, that way Earth Spirit can save this no matter what kind of crap he gets into. So probably one of those two. I definitely wouldn't put it on Brewmaster yet. The eggs on Brew is good, but it's not prioritized over Alchemist or over Ursa or Earth Spirit, I don't think.
Smoke up down bottom. Call. They're hunting around. Find any Radiant heroes in the jungle, so they're gonna go make their way towards mid. Sumail is visible, but a long way to go to catch up to him.
Got a really good cast range for Lina here. Aether Lens and cast range perks, so they can set up fights, but the game just got so out of control. Like that Roche steal actually did so much. That was the window where Cole kind of needed a pressure, like the 15 to 20 minute mark where they're way stronger than EG, but dealing the Aegis just made them feel unsafe, so now they gotta fight.
Smoke reveal is gonna get popped almost immediately by Z-Freak coming in. Melon's in some serious trouble, gonna get swapped back. Moo going in, but they still end up losing to Lina. That's a gem on the deck. Monkey's is gonna Guardian Angel. Is it gonna be enough? Primal Split comes out. They still kill off the Omni. Everyone else running for the hills. Complexity feeling like they are definitely on the back foot of this game. They're gonna lose more. It's just that was a dieback on the Omni Knight. That's not good. 747 blasted back into the fight. Oh no.
Great Manta dodge by Arteezy there, guaranteed the follow-up stun, and all of a sudden the game just looked over. Like, that was a 5,000 gold swing right there in that fight. Big mistake from Z-Freak as well. He walked into the fight, they've got a gem, he didn't use Spiked Carapace before burrowing, and he's not necessarily the person that wants to go in first either, but the issue is like, the game got delayed for so long that EG, on all of their heroes, just got really farmed. They split pushed the map better, they didn't allow Cole to go high ground with that Aegis steal. Cole didn't get to hit their power curve at all.
Moo has to sit back and idly watch as the tier 3s and the racks are getting slashed down. Z-Freak, he's got an axe, he's just very scared. He's burrowing. Moo jumps in to try to get aggressive. Got the Silver Edge going, but again, with the drop gem last fight, they got vision of this. Moo.
Who's still alive?
So low! Hit the shrine! Moo, are you seriously getting away with this right now? Meanwhile, Earth is just soaking up all the damage in the world. Sumail tries to go after the bear, but does end up losing his own life. Meanwhile, the whole set of racks does fall, so trades.
It's a massive mistake there by Sumail, but it's okay in the end. They still got the racks. They still won a huge team fight. Beating one death is not going to change that too much, but slightly sloppy execution as well. Moose should have done a swap on top of the spiked Carapace, but he was a little bit off target, so Z-Freak didn't hit him. Which would have been a little bit easier in the opposite way. But I got him a kill in the end, right? So good thing he made a mistake.
Still can't believe that Moo didn't die there. Very quick reaction. I 100% would have just panicked, but he was able to go make his way to the shrine and get that off.
Everybody on EG was like, he's definitely dead. Let him go.
They just stopped caring. They're like, he'll get finished off by something.
Somebody will kill him. I know that. Didn't happen though. Kind of feel like maybe Z-Freak's build was a little bit weak. Maybe he should have gone Blink first. It's kind of hard to say. I know Ags is really popular, but in their playstyle, they needed somebody to initiate, and him walking in is not a very safe way to do that. I think it's kind of cost them possibly some time.
At the same time, though, if they're trying to hold high ground, if they know it's consistently going to be a push-in from EG, Ags Nyx is one of the best turtle abilities in the game.
It definitely is, but they were ahead for so much. And like, why do you need to? You probably shouldn't itemize based on that. It's still such a good item, but it was. I don't think it really fit the game. Melon's gonna break the.
Melon's is gonna break the smoke with his face. He goes in. He's gonna get Yuled up there, trying to buy him some time. Meanwhile, Z-Freak getting chopped up by the bear, but Omni Knight comes in, trying to save his team. He has the Guardian Angel. He pops it off right now. Doesn't stop Sumail from getting the kill in the Nyx. This is Complexity trying to minimize bleeding, but the Omni Knight, he's fallen victim. He's got himself a Purify, he's able to get it off, but his mana's a leaking. He's keeping walking, he's gonna get stunned. He's gonna get picked off. Now Omni has no buyback as he previously spent it. 747 gonna get focused here as well. They stun the bench. Oh, this is just a massacre. Yeah, they're just gonna wipe them all up.
Just a rundown at this point. Cole lost their time, even though no big time. That Aegis steal really made a big difference. It led into eventually a Lone Druid dying. They weren't able to take a Rax or a high ground. They weren't able to get tactical advantage from their creeps being stronger and always pushing out in without them being there.
Oh, what?
Offensive GG. I'm not even surprised. He's not kidding. I guarantee he did that on purpose. But like, he got outplayed all early game. That's exactly what I was talking about. Like, he's better than these guys, and he got outplayed in his lane 3 or 4 times.
That's all right, Sumail. You can tap out all you want, but your Ursa wasn't so impressive for the first 20 minutes.
He's gonna be just fine now, that's for sure. Did I hear Andrew shit talking?
No, they're making fun of me because I gave Sumail a hard time, but let's be real, that Ursa chain fed. I'm not saying I could have done better, but he did not have a great lane.
It's like watching a pub and somebody gets real salty offensively, you know? Like, do you really have to gank me 5 times mid? Like, oh, that guy's really upset right now. I mean, that's the typical Sumail thing, right? Like, even if he does get outplayed or ganked a lot, he still plays amazing and comes back and wins the game in a lot of cases, and it's looking like that's the case right now. EG's just out of control now. Ursa's the 2nd highest net worth.
I thought...
B-roll. Might as well be number 1.
I thought this Ursa was completely dead in the water after like his 6th death in a row, but he definitely just composed, stopped bleeding, started rotating with his team, and was definitely back in this. Look at that. From having like a phase boots and nothing else for 20 minutes, now he's got nice 6-slot items.
They're in a good spot. It's like Brewmaster will come back. Who's getting the Ags? You just skipped it. Yep, Brewmaster. Okay, so he went for Brewmaster before it's great. I think.
Oh, look at that Hex beam showing off. Melon is able to get out of it. A kill on the Ursa here would be huge. Light Strike Array dodged out, but they still do swap through that BKB. Universe makes his way forward, does get off the Primal Split. Crit's trying to roll on Brew, gets stunned up by the Carapace. Nyx is just holding on. In the center of this fight, Monkey's able to activate the shrine, save himself. There's going to be a Lone Druid limping away. 747 fighting under his tier 4 towers, and now it's going to be the Alchemist left to deal with all the damage being sprayed at him.
Winning.
Alchemist is dead.
Okay, they won a team fight pretty fast, and they actually killed Alchemist. Can they get more?
They're looking. It's hard for Monkeys to actually catch up here as Blink keeps getting disjointed, and actually, it's a great bait. They're just trying to get Complexity out of their base. Sumail from almost dead, just breaking in a kill. He may still die to Melons here. So
Who
far,
gets heals?
this is going to be a
bad.
nice little fight
Kills.
for complexity.
Pick up another gem, or get one gem back at least. That was not bad at all for Cole. I didn't think they were going to win that fight with the swap onto the BKB Ursa, but they got to fight him under the tier 4s. There was some great chain disables, but there just wasn't enough focus fire damage to kill the Lone Druid, and he stayed alive and ultimately wins the fight. I'm really glad that Susie's playing ranged Lone Druid right now, because he's using that like white bear. That's really scary. You know what I'm talking about? That white bear cosmetic.
Panda? You're scared
No, like
of pandas?
his hero one, when he transforms.
Oh, okay.
That white one with like red teeth and creepy. It really creeps me out. I'm really glad that ranged Lone Druid is popular right now.
Well, you know, I'm glad I don't run into too many bears in my daily life. I don't have to deal with all that. Alright, 747. He's just cleaning up these creeps. I mean...
They gotta stabilize, they gotta take another fight, they gotta win. And it's gonna be a little bit easier, because I think EG feels like the game is in the bag, as seen by Sumail's comment. So they might play sloppy is what I'm trying to say. But
yeah,
Cole's
complexity.
gotta win a lot of team fights.
This is their last shot in it. If EG take this game, that's it. They win the first week of the Betway Arena show match. And if Complexity actually get this together, they've got one more shot to redeem themselves and be crowned the victors. I mean, nothing else. Complexity would sure love to win this for pride, saying they just took out EG in a best of 5.
I mean, they've made it very competitive, honestly. Like it could very, in a moment, turn into a 3-1, but they're still outplaying EG in the laning stage in some of the games that they've been playing. That's really impressive. This game definitely could have been a lot different if they just maybe itemized slightly different, taken some better early game fights, stuff like that, or forced to fight in any way in the mid game.
Yeah, it seemed like Complexity had such a great lead in the early game, and then they just took their foot off the gas pedal just a little bit to farm up and go back to care of themselves. And then Alchemist happened.
Yeah, exactly. It was more like EG just didn't give them the opportunity to fight than it was Cole took the foot off the gas pedal. They grabbed items and heroes that should be able to grab kills, but the heroes were never really outside the base. That's why Universe was so underfarmed for so long, because he's just like, I'm going to sit in the base because I know they can kill me. And it was just basically Sumail running around getting kills, and Keeper of the Light doing that as well.
Complexity definitely
Weird
have a
items.
big task at hand, trying to keep out the super creeps from their base. 2 lanes of creeps with this lineup is pretty difficult. 747 can clear creeps quickly, but that's not what he wants to be doing. He wants to be chunking away at towers. He wants to be on the aggressive, going for that split push.
You ever seen this Lina item build before?
I have. I can't say I have.
Real weird.
You got someone at the door.
There's somebody on my... It's okay though. They're not important.
Aw. Sea Freak. Crawling around here. No one's got eyes on him currently.
Percent she's on bench, so can find a fight would be really good for Cole. You know, he'd love to be level 25 too. Either Magic Missile piercing the stun would be fantastic, or 20% Venusaur would be really good too. Got a ton of agility right now. Lone Druid could really use a Force Staff as part of his Hurricane Pike. He'd really love to have that, I'm sure, because he keeps getting caught and he doesn't have the ability to really disengage fully. Costing him some fights. But for now, it's just going to be a little bit of a slow push here, where EG is just going to wait until all the lanes are pushed in. It's pretty much always Swindlemun's defending it. Maybe they can just kill him. Kind of hard because he does have Lotus Orb, so maybe he can defend himself, but just going to play it safe on EG's side, I'm sure.
Yep. Both teams know this is, I mean, one wacky fight away from completely ending. And EG take this game, they take the whole series. Complexity, they take this. Not only do they upset, like, everyone's bets, but they're also just going to be riding that momentum into game number 5, which is not something you want to deal with as EG.
The buyback status looks a little better for EG. They've got it on 3 heroes, all the cores, whereas on Cole's side, it's just the Venge. The one hero that does that buyback also has an Aegis and Cheese, so anybody dies in these fights, it's really bad for Cole here. They're going to go back and set up. EG's finally in a decent position to actually take the bot racks, or at least try to. Cole's backing up to set up.
This is going to be it. Slow siege of the high ground continues now. Remember game number 1, we saw Monkey's Centaur just sitting under the tier 3, soaking in the damage. I think EG are going to have a bit trickier time than that, and they actually want to bust up this high ground.
They really don't want to mess this up too, because they know their opponents can take barracks really fast. Mainly the Lone Druid and the Venge, so bad fight and things get a little out of hand once or twice, it could be a win. It could take a game that looks like a sure win into a game that could be close, and especially after you shift. Definitely when you don't mess around. If anything, Sumo puts pressure on his team by all chatting that, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I can imagine them just like glaring him down, like, "What'd you do, man? They're angry now." All right, Cole, they're
Makes them
going
play
in.
harder.
They're smoked up. Moo's gonna be a great little bait here. Oh, I'm just walking to lane all alone. Hope no one ganks me.
Does spot out the Coddle, but Coddle backs up instantly. Where's the gem at? Probably on Swindles. No, it's on Monkeys. Alright, that was the Aegis going. So now they've only got cheese advantage here. This would be a good time for the fight for EG.
Z-Freak. Sees Sumail. Does he initiate here? He's got backup, and there he goes. Vendetta Strike into the Impale, and Ursa's going to immediately BKB and ult it up. Everyone comes in, including the Lone Druid, who immediately gets stunned. There's Hexes up. Universe is going to be splitting well BKB'd. There's the kill onto the Lina. Everything's getting messy. Guardian Angel.
Oh, he's just going to die.
It's death. Oh no, it's not great. Buyback from the Ursa. Gonna get back in here. Sumail is hungry and he's gonna find himself some lunch. Killing off the Omni Knight, and now Z-Freak is just buried here, throwing out impales left and right, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Poor little guy's the last one left alive on his team. Venge does have buyback, but at this point I think you can't hold this back with just a Venge.
That is not the hero you want to go on. He even went all armor, basically. 5 armor for his 15 talent, 250 health for his 20. He got the all stats at 25. He's got 3k HP. He can always remove a stun with his ulti bags that he has. And he has a BKB afterwards. Not the first one.
They walk next to Coddle, who has a gem, so Z-Freak just begs for death, and he's gonna call the GG. He's ready to end it. He realized, alright, that's it, I'm done. So Evil Geniuses will be your first winner for the Betway Arena King of the Hill show match.
Big congrats to them. They played very, very well. Looked a little iffy between games 1 and 2, and Cole definitely showing some really good signs of strength as well. Like, okay, they lost 3-1, but they played game 1 pretty convincingly with some small mistakes. I think Monkey had an amazing performance consistently all day. If anything, I think the guy that maybe underperformed a little bit, maybe Z-Freak. He swindles a little bit, perhaps. Kind of hard to say, but I think Cole's looking like a pretty competitive team. I could definitely see them making it to the major through the qualifiers.